So let's get into the next part. So what's a CMS? A CMS is basically the platform on which most of your front-end content, digital content, is stored on. Right? So if you have a website, you have a CMS. You may or may not know what that CMS is, but you definitely have it, right? And it typically acts as the home base of all your front-end digital activities. By front-end, I mean what the customer sees, right? Not what you're using at the back, what the customer sees. So platforms such as, for example, WordPress, Joomla. If you're in e-commerce, you might be using things like Shopify, Magento. These are basically CMS platforms, right? And they drive engagement, lead generation, acquisition, the whole range of things. A CRM instead is the platform where your customer data throughout the customer journey, right up from awareness down to becoming a customer or even retaining a customer, that's typically where your data is stored. And by storing it on a CRM, you're able to segment, analyze, and use that data more effectively. And CRMs are typically useful for conversion, to retain, and to maximize the lifetime value from your customers. Email automation, simple enough. It's those systems that are used to send out emails and automate that process, right? A big part of this is the personalization and the automatic triggering of emails or messaging solutions. So this is where you have things like, MailChimp, GetResponse, Aweber, these kind of platforms or services that you might have heard of. And this is very useful for engagement and conversion. Acquisition technologies typically comes down to advertising and SEO. So advertising are all the platforms that allow you to better reach your target consumers. And we've heard a lot about, for example, the automation of advertising platforms, right? Where you put in a certain budget and the platform, the AI, decides where to allocate the budgets. So that's part of these technologies. You also have then the SEO tools that allow you to, the term is organically improve your visibility. Organically basically means you're not paying for it, right? So typically when you look into something for a search engine, if you've optimized it well, your product or your brand or whatever you're selling comes out at top. And that's the SEO part. And again, a whole bunch of different tools here that can be used. We have analytics, which is on the conversion and the optimization side. These are tools that basically allow you to maximize the effectiveness of your marketing process online, right? So they do this by basically continuously testing whatever you're putting out there in front of consumers, whether they be ads, whether they be your website, your landing page, your lead generation. They continuously test and they automatically replace certain elements based on those tests, right? So using a form of AI and machine learning. And that's what they're useful for. So these are things, for example, like your landing page builders, your contact forms, pop-ups, when you have live chat features on websites, heat maps, all of these kind of technologies are what's used to optimize and improve the conversion rates. And finally, social media management and analytics. Lots of conversations are happening out there. We heard today how important it is to track those. This is where these platforms such as Hootsuite, Meltwater, Wisite, of course, we have Wisite here. These platforms allow us to tap into the conversation and to, best of our ability, contribute and manage what's going on. Okay, so that's just a brief introduction of what these platforms are for and what the basic components of a marketing stack is. So.